And it's still doing that.
Did you guys
It's
hear that sound effect? Whoosh.
that
Just
was
so
yeah,
you
that was
know, that's what little boys do when they're like racing their cars. That's what you used to do. Whoosh. You like make noises to act like that's what the cars actually do. It's like playing Fast and Furious if you were a
that
child in 2000s, which I'm
uh,
guessing you were.
I was, yeah.
Yes.
I'd line them up from the top of the stairs all the way down, show
Am
the
I
whole
wrong about
collection.
that? That's what that sound is, right? Like,
It's also what Parker Bell does when the transitions are bad and he just needs to
are you referring to
he needs
yourself in
to
the third person? It's 9:30 on a Friday. Okay,
and
what are
that
we
is
doing? What are we doing here? Good to see you, sir.
great to see you too, Clinton Yates. I know we missed you yesterday, but welcome back to the Blue
Thank
Review.
you.
We're here for another edition, a Friday edition of the Blue Review, so this one's going to be fun. As always, the Blue Review is presented by Los Angeles International Airport, and for more information, you can check out Higher LAX on eventbrite.com. And if you want to know more information, it's because it changes life-changing career opportunities for Los Angeles residents, which I didn't throw in the middle of that copy there. And whoosh,
Right. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
right.
Sound effects that you make when you make as a kid never really go away. You know what I
They
mean? They're
don't.
just in your brain as a thing to do. So, speaking of LAX and speaking of the Dodgers opponent yesterday, which was the Colorado Rockies, I'm going to LAX in like 3 hours because I'm going back to Colorado. I'm going back to
Back to Collie.
Colorado. No, dude, you botched it.
I
Okay, if
know.
you're
I went with
going to sing
Collie, and
along, it works out to Colorado. It works out anyway. Going back to see Prime, so they're playing USC. I know this is Dodger talk, but whatever. We're in Los Angeles, so we're going to talk about it. Shadur Sanders is going to play. Shiloh Sanders is not going to play.
Mhm.
It'd be an interesting game. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's all.
Speaking of Prime,
Oh, look at this. Parker Bell, good job. That's Dave Roberts right there. I mean, this, by the way, okay, so let us take things back. Every year, most teams, obviously including the Dodgers, for their last road trip of the year, they'll do something to kind of embarrass the rookies. The reason they do it at that time of year is because when all of the players that have been called up from the minors are still going to be there before they make their playoff roster cuts or changes or whatever it may be. So you've got a fair amount of young guys that are around that are
mhm.
happy to be there, and you will make them do things. Some teams will make their players dress up in costumes and go get Starbucks. Other teams will do a team bit just to sort of bring camaraderie together before the playoffs start. This is Dave Roberts. Now, those look to me, as somebody who has seen them with my eyes, Parker, those look to me to be the official Prime glasses. Like I don't, I can I am I right here, or did he find those on his own? Those look to be the actual ones that Prime handed out to everybody.
You know what? They really do. I would have to say that
Leave the
Dave.
picture up. Find a
I
way to
know. I
third
know.
box the picture. Okay, we're gonna
Check this
workshop
out,
this in real
Clinton.
time. It's a Friday. We need to be able to look at each other and look at the picture at the same time. There
I'm
it
like that.
is.
I'm like
There
that.
it is. Okay, so go on.
That's right. No, I think they're the real glasses. Now that we have even a closer look, it's kind of blown up on our screen now. It looks even more and more like it. So I think Dave went all out. He called Prime on. He said, "Hey, I know these are sold out, but coach to coach, let's work this out."
Excuse me.
He's
Dave
in
said,
Colorado.
I've
They
stolen
were in
bases.
Colorado too.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Dave said, I've stolen bases in big spots. So have you, Deion Sanders. I just want to say, this is a great look. I mean, the chain gang situation, is that a whistle around his neck?
They
Is that
yeah.
what
So
that is?
the whole staff went Buffalo staff. Like
Let's get
the
the picture
entire
up. I'm
Dodgers
trying
staff.
to transition you to this while I describe this one. So he's got the whole chain going. He's got the white cowboy hat, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But
I
this is
mean, at
what
this point,
Dion
it's the
did.
prime hat.
This is where Prime had. This is what Dion did when he got to Colorado. He assimilated, so to speak, to Colorado, and he's got that hat on. And I mean, by the way, Dave going with the white CU. I wore, by the way, I went out yesterday. I wore my gray Colorado. I have a
Hmm.
gray, a white, and a black. I have all three, obviously. You know what I'm saying? To go with the white, that's like the road joint. And Dave is on the road. This is a great look. Look how happy he
I
looks, by the
know.
way. That's a
I know.
genuine smile out of Doc.
Dave is such a great character. We love him.
He is.
Now check this one out. And whoo boy, do
Okay,
I
so
love
what's
this one.
happening here? Now, break this down. Tell me everything.
All right. So the King of the North, perfectly fitting for our man James Outman after the season he put on this year. He died a little bit in the middle of the season,
True.
and then he resurrected, and now he is honestly, if he wouldn't have had those stretches, he would have been an automatic bid for Rookie of the Year. So he's just that guy now, and this costume shows
Well,
that.
he's not Corbin Carroll, so I don't know about
I,
automatic Rookie of the Year.
I'm
But
saying if he didn't have that stretch where he kind of went up and down,
by the way,
I mean,
you
a
should put a
20,
side by side up of
25, 50.
you. You should put a side by side up of you and Corbin Carroll because you guys look kind of similar.
We do.
I just
We
kind of
do.
want to see this. Find one. And while I tell you about this, I'm going to tell you a little broadcasting 101. Okay. So this is James Outman. You can't just reference King of the North. You have to explain what that is. Game of Thrones, yada, yada.
I got a verbal cue, is it?
Yes, that's correct.
So Jon Snow is who James Outman is going as. If you haven't watched Game of Thrones, what are you doing with yourself? I'm not to throw a shot. Yeah, not to throw it. Okay.
I didn't watch it while it was live, but I've seen it. Go on.
Sorry, neither did I. And I don't know. I mean, I think James Outman pulls off this look perfectly. He's got the hair for it. He's
You died. Where'd you go? I can't hear you anymore. Hold on. Oh, I can't hear you anymore. All right. Well, can you hear me? I'm gonna talk. This is Outman as Snow, and the thing about this costume is that it looks like it was put together from 3 or 4 different places. Like the jacket, probably from it. Oh, there we go. You're back.
Yes.
The jacket probably from like online. That interior jacket was clearly bought at a Halloween store, and the pants are obviously from Zara. You know what I'm saying? In case you don't know,
Zara.
But
what a pull!
He's put a lot of different looks together here. You don't just buy that complete. That's not a complete set. You can't just go to the store and cop the Jon Snow.
True. Now, okay, after Jon Snow, we have a pretty good one. I wanted to get to this one as well because it might be my favorite of the night. Actually, let's hit this one real quick. Do the Freddy. Look at that. Everybody here, let's see if we can see who we got. I know I see Will Smith in there, Freddy, some of the other guys doing the Freddy dance, doing those little oh, we lost Clinton there live on air. We'll have to work on getting him back. Anyways, I'll break down this costume. So we have the guys doing the Freddy. And just, I mean, looking at the car guys who are just going around. Everybody knows the classic windy guys. I think that's perfect. And to round out one of my favorites, this one here of Alex Vesia. Oh, Lord. Check this out. Come on now. Nacho! You may have seen me on the TV. Yeah, so Alex Vesia, I think he wins the night with the Magical Eagle Powers costume. Shout out to Alex Vesia for that there. Still working on getting Clinton back, but the Nacho Libre costume might have won the night. So let's go ahead and get to questions that we had from the chat while we are waiting to get Clinton Yates back. So Stone Steve Mason in the chat asks, is it safe to say that after last night, Ferguson and Yarbrough should not be on the postseason roster? Okay. Ooh, see, this is what we need Clinton Yates for, the list. We have not finished the list of the people we think will make the roster or not. So, to me, Ferguson, yes, I don't think should make it. But the tough thing is the Dodgers feel out of necessity that they need the left hand. They need the left hands. All we have is Ferguson and Vesia, and both of them have not been performing well. So that's going to be a tough decision. I actually can't say I have a definitive answer. Yarbrough, though, I would give him a chance. He showed some flashes there. Obviously not yesterday, but throughout the season, he showed some flashes. So you're not going to really see him in the postseason, but he will probably at least be on the 26-man. And again, if you have any other questions, send them our way. It seems like it's an F at Friday today with our technical issues. So we will work on that. And we have Yates back in the building. How we doing, Yates?
There?
Welcome back.
I talked for like 5 minutes just to sort of cover the ground. What happened?
I was doing the same thing.
You were doing the same. What did you talk about? What did you say? Because I'll tell you what I said.
All right. Well, we had a few questions in the chat, and one of them regarded Yarbrough and Ferguson. It said, is it safe to say after last night they shouldn't be on the roster? And I said, CY, we need the list. Where's CY?
The list. Oh, here's the list. Hold on. The list is here. We're not doing list stuff on a Friday, but that's fine. Here's the list. Colton Wong is the most important question. You know
That
what?
is
Screw
the
the list.
most important question we've had throughout the Blue Review is of Colton Wong.
Yes. Is Colton Wong on the postseason roster? The main problem here is that, so here's what happened the other day. After I put together the list, this is a little art school stuff for you. Do you see how I wrote Colton Wong? Do you see how light it is? It's
Yep.
because I left out my pen with the cap off.
Oh
And it
no, ink
dried
ran
out.
dry.
So yeah, the ink ran dry. Exactly, the ink ran dry. So the list is kind of, it needs to be redone. But Ferguson and okay, the question is, it's too late. I mean, like who's going to be on the roster? What are we doing here? Like
Yep.
how is this actually going to happen if all of these guys? This is why I was so adamant before about what is this last week of the season going to look like in terms of rotations, how guys are put in different spots, who's going to look like what at what, because while there might be one or two or even three guys who you might not keep on the postseason pitching staff, whatever that may be, bullpen or rotation, there's not that many guys that to there to pick from. So this isn't what's it called? There's not an embarrassment of riches, if you will. There are options, certainly, and none of the options are terrible necessarily because the Dodgers system puts out good pitchers, but I don't necessarily know that you can just start throwing people off of rosters like Garfield, launching clothes out of a drawer or whatever, because there's just not that kind of availability from the pitchers.
Yeah, I said the same thing basically before we got you back. And granted, our left-handed Ferguson and Vesia have not been performing, but like you said,
No,
it's just too.
so
It's too late.
Vesia is a problem, but go on.
Well, yeah, they can be a problem, but at the same time, they're going to be there. I mean, and they might just not see time. They might not see PT in the postseason. So unless there's an injury, which we hope doesn't happen, so it's too late. We're going to see these guys who we have. They're pretty much solidified, other than guys like Wong and these fringe level players who we talked about earlier. But I think
legendary Dodger. So did you find the picture of Corbin Carroll? What happened?
Corbin Carroll
is that what shut down? Is that what shut down the chat?
That might have broke the.
You trying to find the side by side? Did you get there yet? No. All right, fine. So the story I told was about how if you've never been to Denver, and this is important, obviously, because the Dodgers are there. It is one of the creepiest airports like in the history of the world. Have you ever been to Denver's airport, Parker?
Okay, so I've never been, but is this the one with the mighty Mustang or whatever it's called? That damn blue, blue demonic.
Strike two, strikes 1 and 2 on that. You were closer on the second one. You at least swung at a pitch in the zone. So Denver's airport is like the Hunger Games airport. If you've never seen the Hunger Games, that's a movie with, what's her name?
Katniss Everdeen, which is
Jennifer. I can't remember her last name.
Yes, Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence, J-Law. Katniss Everdeen, and they have to go to like district, whatever it is, and they go on this long train to get to the Capitol. And like on the train is where like it goes down. They like have to figure out what's going on with their lives, blah, blah, blah. There's a train from downtown Denver to the I can't do the sound. Anyway, there's a train that goes from downtown Denver to the airport, and it legit feels like you're going to the Hunger Games, which in many ways you are.
To District
because
12,
if you've ever been through the security detail, the TSA at Denver is one of the most ruthless in America in terms of the size. Oh, it's a mess. Anyway, so that airport, there's like this large conspiracy theory that it's like a fallout shelter for world leaders if everything goes wrong. We're deep in the weeds here, but like I know
I like where we're going.
Look it up. It's crazy. But to get back to your point, would you call it the blue? Would you call it?
I don't know, mighty Mustang.
Whatever, mighty Mustang. Strike 1. That's not the name of it. Whatever else you called it, the blue review. You called it the blue review.
The demonic blue review.
The demonic blue review. That's where we are right now. What the name of that sculpture is Blucifer. And Blucifer is a big blue Bronco a la Denver Broncos with red eyes. Now, The reason why I genuinely believe that the Denver airport is cursed is because of the story behind Blucifer. One time, Alan Sliwa went to Denver. I made sure that he went and looked at Blucifer. He sent me a picture of it on his way back to the airport because it was so important that he made sure to check for it. It was very, very, very critical. If you can call up Blucifer here, I will give you the details. Blucifer will fit nicely into the 3-box, by the way, because of the way that the horse is aligned. So when you ride all the way out there, if you're riding to the Denver airport, it's on the left. I guess it's on the left both ways. Anyway, it's in the middle of this like embankment, and you're just riding by, and in the middle of nowhere, there's a big blue horse with red eyes, and you're like, that's not terrifying at all. You know what I mean? And when you find out the truth, which is that when Blucifer was being constructed, the sculptor whom created Blucifer, who brought Blucifer to life, it dropped on him and killed him. The original creator of Blucifer died on the job making that sculpture.
And it's just
the
it's
assistants
just here.
Finished it, and they put it up anyway. Blucifer caught a body before even making it public. So that is the reason why I believe that airport is legitimately cursed. That is one of the scariest things of all time. Being killed by your own art. There it is.
You mean to tell me this?
There it is. Hold on. Let me wait. No, here we go.
Yeah, this is a weird 3-screen, but
let's do it this way.
Blucifer.
There's Blucifer. This thing killed its creator. Look it up. I'm not even lying. And they finished it and put it up anyway. Imagine seeing that. Welcome to Denver. You know what I'm saying? You kidding me?
Here, this is all I got to say about this is, I'm not going to be flying into Colorado Denver anytime soon. All right, now, specifically for you, let's get rid of Blucifer. I wanted to do this. Oh, no, I lost you.
Look at this. No, we're good. Look at this. Look at it. No, you got to assume the face. I mean, come on.
Let's see if I can get
people. Ladies and gentlemen, your rookie of the year, Corbin Carroll, Parker Bell, at the same time. You know, show up. You should show up to the ceremony in Phoenix, like dressed in a jersey with the same look. You got to get the connectors going on the facial hair, though.
I just need to finish this out.
Little some of that in the back. Dude, you look just like this guy. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Now I think my new goal is to get out and cover the D-backs next year at some point. Just so I can get a picture with this guy.
Again, this is the whole bit. You could be like that guy you could be like my friend, the late, great Pedro Gomez, who followed Barry Bonds for a whole year. You could follow Corbin Carroll for a whole year and just be his body man and be like, do people think I'm him or not? You can trust me, the Phoenix market could use that kind of content. I guarantee it.
The chat's saying that's Parker's brother for sure.
What is the chat saying? Tell me what else the chat is saying.
Well, they did ask real quick, if it's gonna have to be between Colton Wong and Rosario for that one of those last roster spots.
Oh yeah, I think so. Colton Wong. I mean, that's a tough decision. That's one of those where you might we got the Giants coming up for the next series. 2-gamer, 3-gamer, 2-gamer.
It's 3-gamer, yeah.
3-gamer to end
tonight
the season.
And then the weekend. That's
one of those where you might have to let the baseball decide. You know what I mean? I haven't seen the lineup for today. It's a little early for that at this point of the morning. But, if we're talking about position players, they're not exactly interchangeable in the same way, but it's a one side of the bat versus the other scenario. But, yeah, I don't know. I like Colton Wong a lot. So
I do too. And I grew up kind of liking those Cardinals teams back then. So it's going to be a tough decision. I mean, Rosario, once the bat fell off, it was tough. But we'll see. Yeah, like you said, we'll see how this Giants series rounds out. Maybe they'll rest a guy like Mookie since that MVP running's already.
What are you doing this weekend, Mr. Corbin Carroll?
Well, I was gonna say the chat said Parker, ESPN LA's Rookie of the Year.
Bang! Okay,
perfect.
Good job, commenters. Very well done. I think my video froze. No, we're good. That's a good job.
No, myself.
What are you doing this weekend, though?
I'm just going to be preparing for Lakers Media Day, which comes up on Monday. So you'll be able to see Travis and Sliwa there, interviewing some players.
Lakers talk coming back with the If you're going to call yourself the rookie of the year, how dare you get out of the segment without referring to Mandy's 2, host of the year, Alan
Alan's,
Slewa? Come on.
that's right. The man, the myth, the legend, the one who I'm going after. Rookie of the year? Come on now.
Ah, wow, wow. You got big goals. That's major goals. You're not catching Slade this season, not anytime soon.
You're right.
But
You're
those
right.
are excellent, excellent goals to try to achieve.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, CY. And thank you to LAX. As always, this has been the Blue Review, ESPN LA's Rookie of the Year, and Television's Clinton Yates. We'll catch you later.